Yo, what's going on? Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Buck Discussions podcast, the channel, man. Whatever you want to call it. It's been some time. I obviously did a live earlier this week talking the Kevin Durant trade that went down. So we might talk a little bit about that in this episode right here in this live. But other than that, we're going to talk some of the trades that kind of went down within the past 24 hours. So yeah, let's get to it soon. Just waiting real quick. So pull up to the pod. Okay. Give a little bit, just hopefully someone pulls up. That'd be nice. Get a little conversation going here in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Alrighty. I'm about to just start here soon, just talking. So obviously, as many of you guys know, Sunday night the Oklahoma City Thunder, they became NBA champions, defeating the Indiana Pacers in that Game 7. Where there's some other stuff we can talk about here soon, but we'll get to that. But first, I do just kind of want to congratulate the Thunder, man. They had a hell of a season, a hell of a run. Honestly, the hell of a past couple of years, and the fact that they they won a title this early into their careers with all these young guys on that team, minus a couple veterans. It's actually truly impressive to see. So, yeah, I just can't, I can't be any more happy for the Oklahoma City Thunder and their fans, and also, just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a former Clipper, someone that I've been rooting for since he came into this league. So it's just great to see this organization finally reach their goal after, a couple eras of basketball that kind of failed. By a couple, I only mean two, since they've only been around since I want to say like 08, 09, around that time, around when Kevin Durant got drafted. So yeah, man, they finally got their championship after the failed Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook era. Then after that, you had obviously you had James Harden there too with those two, but then you had the Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Melo era that kind of fizzled out and stuff like that, and then yeah, it just kind of went downhill from there. Then 2019, you end up, trading Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers because they call up wanting, that second star to go along with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, which you could argue, obviously, that was the wrong choice at this point. So, yeah, man. But yeah, we can get into the trade on the aspect or on the Clippers side of things too, if you guys want to, or like if I have time here, because we still got a lot of trades to talk, but like for the most part, man, it's just kind of crazy to think, looking back at it, just seeing how that trade went down. But at the time, I still will die on that hill that we made the right choice at the time. Now, it's easy to say in hindsight we made the wrong trade, but for the most part, man, yeah, I thought that was a good trade at the time. It just, can't really do shit but congratulate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Plus, I do think him going to Oklahoma City was probably a benefit to his career. You know what I'm saying? Just having an organization that not only can draft properly, because you can argue the Clippers were pretty bad at drafting up until Shai for the most part. We selected Jerome Robinson, literally a pick, I want to say, after him. So, Yeah, that just tells you how much the Clippers are actually not that great at drafting. So the fact that, we traded him to an organization that kind of knew how to build around him and also had, brought in a veteran like Chris Paul and also had Dennis Schroeder alongside, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I feel like that was a perfect opportunity for him because at the time, the Clippers, man, they were still trying to be, a competitive team. So I don't know if that was really the necessary move to try to play him right. I mean, obviously he's a great player, but I don't know if they would have had that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Los Angeles Clippers just came off a season in 2019 where they took the Golden State Warriors to 6 games, if I'm remembering correctly. And, Shea Gilgeous was a part of that run that we had, especially in that 31-point comeback. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hell yeah, my boy Devontae's in here. He said, what do you think about the Pelican and Wizards trade if you haven't already made it there? Yeah, bro, I just started the stream like 6 minutes ago, so I didn't even start. I was just kind of like congratulating the Thunder and shit, but yeah, I'm about to get to that real quick. But yeah, bro, I'm just surprised, man, seeing the Oklahoma City Thunder win a championship this early into their career. So it's just kind of great, you know what I'm saying? Just for basketball, I'm a Clippers fan. I could sit here and be bitter if I want, but I'm not really like that because, like I said, at the right time, I thought it was the right trade. And plus, like I said, it kind of worked out for them for Shea, because, like I said, there's no telling who the fuck we would have drafted to go alongside Shea, and there's also no telling how much playing time we would have given him with Doc Rivers being our coach. As many of you guys know, he does not really play young guys. I don't care how much he wants to sit here and try to lie and say he saw the light in Shea. No one really saw him being this great, but I mean, it is what it is, man. But yeah, overall, shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. They had one hell of a season, but also, man, shout out to the Pacers as well, because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, bro. The fucking Pacers, bro, they had like one of my favorite playoff runs that I've seen being a basketball fan. I've been watching basketball since like 2012, 2013, but like I don't know how it just went down so crazy. I mean, obviously in that first round they beating up Milwaukee team with no Dame. You know what I'm saying? So you can argue maybe they could have lost that series, but they did just beat them the year before as well, minus a couple injuries as well. So, I mean, I don't know, bro. You can sit here, pick and choose, who they could have lost to or whatever, but they had a great round. And then going into the second round, beating the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the best teams in the league all season, and they were just, balling out. So the fact that, that the fucking Indiana Pacers came out and whooped their ass like that, and then also beating the Knicks on they've had so many buzzer beaters this postseason, just this season in general, and then obviously that game 1 against Oklahoma that Tyrese Halliburton stole. It was just such a great playoff run, so entertaining, bro. Like there's nothing more else I can say. Prayers up to Tyrese Halliburton and his Achilles tear, because that's just obviously something you don't want to see with any player, but especially a guy like Tyrese, because he started that game. I got that game off hot, bro. He had like, what was it? 9 points in 7 minutes, something like that. Like, I was just like, God damn, what the fuck? The way he was balling out, coming out there like that, I was like, this might be one of those games where he might go for 35, 40 plus. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, bro, I just couldn't believe it. The fact that he was going crazy like that. So, and then he just tore his Achilles, and then they showed the camera view of him crying and shit. I'm just like, God damn, like he knew instantly. And then you see his dad, and it was just all bad, bro. So prayers up to Tyrese, man. But said, yeah, okay, nice. It's nice for real, especially shows how much their next generation is up. Not our typical champions, I'll say that. No, for sure, bro. He said he would have made it exciting for real. No, you're not lying, bro. It just sucks because, like, bro, they really could have won that game. Like, I know a lot of people were just saying that, just try to be nice, like, oh, just trying to show sympathy. But, like, nah, bro, they really started off that game kind of hot, and then OKC was looking a little shaky. So, I mean, it's just another what if, but at the same time, some people are going to try to take away from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's just something I'm not going to do because, like, that happens every season. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's just crazy overall. But shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers, man. What a season for both teams. Yeah, there's not even more I can say, man, because that shit was crazy. But yeah, I'm ready to get into these trades, bro. Let me start off with the one you was just talking about, the Jordan Poole to the where'd he go? The Pelicans, because that is kind of random. I'm not gonna lie. And then CJ McCollum to the Wizards. What the hell? He said the Pacers had one of the best runs in playoffs I've seen in a while. For real, can't really take away how good OKC is for that exact reason. Yeah, bro. Like every season, bro. No matter what season it is, someone's gonna have something to say. They're like, wait, what about in round 2 and game 3 when so and so got? It's like, bro. like, see, yeah, sometimes depending on how severe it is, but at the same time, I mean, shit happens, bro. So it's like OKC could, Pacers could have, led most of that game, and OKC could have very well went on to win that game. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's just another what if. But at the same time, they won that shit fair and square. Said I feel bad for CJ, honestly, but I'm glad Jordan Poole got out of Washington, so he can be special. Yeah, bro. I think the Pelicans might be a good spot for him. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, this trade overall, it's the New Orleans Pelicans have traded CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Wizards for Jordan Poole, Saddiq Bey, and the number 40 pick in this upcoming draft tomorrow. So yeah, bro, I kind of do like this trade because I'm not going to sit here and compare CJ McCollum and Jordan Poole, but you can argue that the Pelicans just got a younger version with a little bit more potential. You know what I'm saying? So, it just depends on how that goes. But I think Jordan Poole could be kind of good for the Pelicans, especially just maybe alongside DeJounte Murray. I don't know because like DeJounte Murray, he kind of had a rough season defensively in Atlanta, and that's kind of the reason they got him. So if he can kind of pick up the defensive slack for Jordan Poole in that backcourt, I think that'd be great. But it really just depends on what the Pelicans do, bro, because, like, what the fuck's going on with Zion and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's got that case and whatnot, but it's like, bro, he's got a lot of other shit to worry about. I mean, obviously that should be probably number one right now. I'm just saying, like, he's just got a lot of shit he's got to deal with, like trying to stay on the court. Like, it's just, I don't know if the Pelicans want to go in a different direction because I've seen Joe Dumars. He kind of took over like the management for that organization. So yeah, it just depends on what that motherfucker wants to do for real. But overall, bro, I'd grade this trade probably like probably a B plus for the Pelicans because they did get Saddiq Bey too, who's actually a really solid player when he's healthy. So when he comes back, that'd be a solid addition too. But I'd probably give it a B plus. And then for the for the Wizards, for the Pelicans, I'm tweaking. Oh, shit. I don't know, bro. Because, like, you gave up CJ. At least you're getting off that contract. But all you got was a second-round pick. I think I would have rather just kept that. If I'm the motherfucking Wizards, I'd rather just keep that number 40 pick, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. So, but, it is what it is. It's really not that big of a deal. But overall, yeah, I think it's a good trade for both sides, bro. Jordan Poole, he finally goes to a place where he can ball out alongside Zion, hopefully. So that'd be a good little pairing right there. But, okay, so I'm going to start at the trade that happened last night because, like I said, we already talked about the Kevin Durant trade and shit in here. So I think that team is going to be filthy, the Rockets, though. I do think they're going to be a really good-ass team. They got so much length, bro. Like, that shit's insane how much length they got. Like, besides Fred VanVleet, you got Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, motherfucking Şengün, like, and then you got motherfucking Tari Eason coming off the bench. You got Cam Whitmore, just depending on if they want to play him or not. And then you also got Reed Shepherd. He's kind of small, but like him and Fred VanVleet are like the only small players on that team, bro. That's kind of crazy to think about. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Damn, that is nuts, bro. That's I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not trying to play that team next year. Like, fuck that. The Rockets whooped our ass this season. So, man, they got KD. They got more length. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, bro. So, we'll see what happens with that team, the Houston Rockets team. I ain't trying to get too much into that right now because, like I said, we already talked about it. Plus, we all know what KD's about. You know what I'm saying? We know he's going to bring. So hopefully, he don't take that Rockets, that franchise, though. Hopefully, this wasn't a bad move. I don't think it was, considering what they gave up. But I don't know, bro. But, yeah, so the trade that happened last night, I don't know if y'all knew about. I'm assuming y'all saw this already, but it's happened 20 hours ago. It was the Boston Celtics have traded Drew Holiday to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. Off bat, bro, I'm giving the motherfucking Celtics an A. They're getting off, a contract, and Drew Holiday, I think he still has like 2 or 3 years on there, and it's a decent chunk and change. So, yeah, bro, I think that was a good little trade for them because they're bringing in someone who they're kind of taking a flyer on. I think his deal is expiring after this upcoming season in Anthony Simons. So that's just someone he's going to be playing in a contract year. So, he's going to be trying to ball out, trying to get paid next year, depending if it even is with the Boston Celtics or another team, because right now it is kind of a gap year for the Boston Celtics because, like I said in the last live, Jaylen Brown's going to be out for the earlier part of the season. And also you got motherfucking Jason Tatum he's going to be missing all year next year. So that's just like, And then they already traded Porzingis, which we'll get into here in a little bit. They did that probably about an hour ago. But yeah, as this trade right here goes, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I said, I gotta give this an A+ for the Boston Celtics. Like I said, they got off a fat ass contract, and Drew Holiday, he's kind of declining as a player. With all due respect, you know what I'm saying? He's still good, but like he's always not. He's not who he was with the championship team, with the Celtics or the Bucks. So I feel like this was a good trade, bro. I feel like this was a good trade for the Boston Celtics, man. Just taking a flyer on a young guy who's talented but hasn't really been in a winning structure. So we'll see how this goes, man. I'm very excited for Anthony Simons and excited to see how it goes. And plus, for the Portland Trailblazers, I'd probably grade this like a C, because I don't know why they had to give up a second-round pick, to be honest with you. And then also you're bringing in, like I said, kind of a hefty contract. But from, what's been coming out, the scuttlebutt is that Drew Holiday and the Portland Trailblazers have kind of a good relationship because he was traded there the first time before he got bought out and stuff. So, yeah, I guess he likes Coach, Chauncey. So it's pretty cool to see, a veteran want to go help out a young team like that. So, yeah, bro, I'd probably give it like a C for the Trailblazers because, like I said, you're bringing in kind of a hefty contract. And plus, I feel like you do have some young guys you could develop. But we'll just see how it goes, man. Because, like I said, if he can come in there and kind of help a guy like Scoot Henderson, then that's a win in my books. I'm not going to lie to you. So, okay, so as I said earlier, Kristaps Porzingis, he was traded to the Atlanta Hawks for, some stuff, which we'll get into. But I just want to go into, like, some of the rumors that were happening earlier. So about 8 hours ago, they said the San Antonio Spurs have shown interest in Kristaps Porzingis, which obviously seems to be fake now. It might have been true, but they must just not have had as much interest as other teams did. So, and then also 7 hours ago, the Miami Heat have made Andrew Wiggins available. Not surprising at all. I mean, the way he was playing when he got there, not really great. Some other news: Matisse Thybulle, who I forgot was even still in the league, picked up his $11.5 million player option for the 2025-2026 season. So, hey, shout out to Matisse, still getting paid. We talked about the Pelicans and the Wizards trade. Okay, so yeah, to go on to this Kristaps Porzingis trade that the Boston Celtics made to Atlanta, and also Brooklyn was involved in this deal as well. So here's the full trade details. So the Atlanta Hawks, they're going to receive Kristaps Porzingis and also a second-round pick. I'm not really sure when the year is. The Celtics are going to go ahead and receive Georges Niang and a second-round pick. And the Brooklyn Nets are going to receive my former Clipper, my guy, Terrence Mann, and a number 22 pick in this upcoming year's draft. So shout out to Terrence Mann. That's just what I want to say first. Shout out my dog, man. He's going to Brooklyn. I could see him being a decent little role player there in Brooklyn. So shout out to my guy, man. I'm really hoping he succeeds over there, depending on what they got going on. I just don't want to see him being a player that gets traded around because I really do like Terrence Mann. I think he's a solid role player, but this trade ain't about him, man. This trade is right here. It's about Kristaps Porzingis. But for the Atlanta Hawks, bro, I'm giving him an A. I'm giving him an A, just straight up, not an A+, not an A-, just an A. I mean, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm giving them an A+ because, bro, they got Kristaps Porzingis in a second-round pick for Georges Niang and Terrence Mann. Like, are you fucking serious? That's really all it took? If I knew that, bro, I would, man, the Clippers should have called him up, been like, bro, we got Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills on a sprained ankle, bro. Oh, DeVay, bro. Hey, shout out my guy, DeVay. Don't say that, bro. His career ain't over. His career is not over, bro. He's going to go there. He's going to ball out. Hopefully someone trades for him. I don't know really how many years he has left on his deal, but, I'm going to look it up. CJ McCollum contract. Boom, right there. Let's see what he's working with. I ain't trying to pocket watch, CJ. I'm just saying. I'm just checking, bro. Okay. So he has 2 years, $63 million goddamn dollars left. God damn, that's a lot of fucking money for shit. Fuck. Okay, well, I was gonna say they might buy him out, but that's like 30 mil a year. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be tough. But I feel like he might end up getting traded. Maybe not this upcoming season, but eventually. I feel like a competitive team might take the waiver on him. Fuck it. If he's like your third or fourth option, bro. That's pretty solid. CJ McCollum was blowing his fucking ass off with the Pelicans last year. And that was just because no one else was really playing, even including himself. But he said, I agree with the A for the Hawks. For real good pickup. or none really. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because like I don't know, like you really gave up George Niang, who's a solid role player. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't think you really mind losing him. Terrence Mann, as much as I love the guy, I don't think you could really say the same. I mean, you can't say the same about him. He's not really the type of guy that you're like, fuck, we gotta trade Terrence Mann. We can't do this no more. No, it's not even like that, bro. You got Chris. That's a perfect fit in my book. I mean, you're getting size, you're getting a 7-footer who can spread the floor. You put her alongside Trey Young, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Johnson, if he's healthy as well. You got the rookie that they just grabbed last year. I'm blanking on his name for some reason. Oh, Zachary Ricochet. And then, yeah, bro. So it's just crazy. Yeah, their whole starting five can shoot. That's facts, bro, because it's like, you know what? I need to check out their lineup completely. I don't know if that's posted yet. I don't know if anyone's done what the potential starting lineup is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, bro. It's gonna be like Jalen Johnson, Trey Young, obviously Chris Stapps, Zachary, and I think this team's gonna be good. I don't know who the fourth starter would be, to be honest with you, but yeah, I really do like this trade for the Hawks, bro, because like I said, you're getting a veteran, a guy who can shoot. I know he did just come off of a season where he was kind of like iffy health wise, but I mean, like I said, you're not really giving up shit. I mean, some second round picks, like you're getting one back too. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even sweat it if I'm the Hawks, bro. I'm doing motherfucking backflips right now. I'm fucking going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, as for the Celtics, getting George Niang in a second round pick, I mean, that don't really sound too cool. But like I just said earlier, bro, they are in a rebuild year, so this might not even really matter, to be honest with you, because like I said, you're not really doing much. George Niang's a solid role player, so maybe if he balls out while a couple guys are injured, maybe you can flip him at the deadline for like I don't want to say it. Yeah, I'm not even going to say a first round pick. Maybe like a couple seconds. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? You never know. Damn, sorry. But the Nets, man, I'm gonna give this a C because I think taking a flyer on Terrence Mann, who's only like 27, 28. He might be actually 20. I don't know. He's like 26 to 28. He's around that age gap, that age range. And I think that's a solid role player, bro. Depending on what you want to do, even if you kind of just want to have a shitty season, just have him there balling out. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? My boy Terrence Mann, he's a dog on both ends. I mean, he could obviously have a lot more work offensively, but defensively, I think he's got a lot going for him. Obviously, he could have like a little bit better, like, screen navigation, shit like that. Like, just knowing when to go around the screen and shit. Like I don't know, he's just a cool ass defender. I like Terrence Mann. He's just a really cool ass role player. But they got a number 22 overall pick too. So yeah, shout out to the Nets. Just normal ass shit. But other than that, bro, there's really no other rumors. It's just really been it's been a weird 24 hours in the NBA because we've had the Oklahoma City Thunder having their little parade going on too. You know what I'm saying? So that's been kind of fun to keep up with, seeing what they got going on. So yeah, shout out to the Thunder and their fan base, man. He said, "How you really feeling about it?" He said, "Man, I was just talking about them earlier, but I think they're gonna be right back where they were this season. I don't want to say higher because they were the second seed, and I don't really see them having a better record than the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I will say, bro, this team's probably going to be the number 2 or 3 seed again, because like I was just saying earlier, bro, you give up Dylan Brooks, who's a really important role player for them, but you're replacing his shooting because people forget, bro, Dylan Brooks was one of the best 3-point shooters this past season, man, especially for that Rockets team. Like he was sometimes one of their only sources of 3-point shooting sometimes when everyone was cold, including Fred VanVleet. So you bring in a guy like Kevin Durant who can replace that and then also replace everything else. Obviously, Jalen Green was doing, and then you're making him 7 foot. So like I just said earlier, bro, that's a lot of length minus Fred VanVleet. That's a lot of length around him, just Fred VanVleet right there. You know what I'm saying? So you got Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, Şengün. To me, that's it's gonna be one of the best teams, not only in the West but in the whole entire league. So yeah, bro. Shout out to the Rockets, man. They made a pretty perfect move. I'm not even gonna lie. Jalen Green, as much as I like him, I just don't think he was really kind of what they were looking for. You know what I'm saying? But At least the Suns, bro. At least they get to take a waiver on a guy like that. I guess. I mean, I don't really know how the Suns fans are feeling. I know obviously our boy Vontae going crazy, but like realistically, I don't know. Okay, so I did just pull up the Atlanta Hawks potential starting lineup for the 2025-2026 season. And I was right for the most part. The only player I was somehow forgetting was Dyson Daniels. He would be playing at the 2, while Zachary Ricochet would probably be playing at the 3. And then you got Jalen Johnson at the 4 and Chris Epps at the 5. So, and then obviously Trae Young at the 1. Yeah, that lineup is pretty nasty. I'm not going to lie. And as I was just talking about with the Rockets, bro, this Atlanta Hawks team is going to have a lot of length as well, especially around a guy like Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Dyson Daniels, I forgot how tall he is, but he's at least like 6'5", 6'6", right? You know, Zachary Ricochet, he's like 6'8", 6'9". Jalen Johnson, like 6'7", 6'8". And then Chris Kristaps, obviously a 7-footer. So that's a lot of length. And all these guys can shoot for the most part. Dyson Daniels is probably the most iffy shooter, but you know, he's still young himself, getting better. Hey, what's up, Harvey? What's going on with you, bro? He said, he said, Suns wasting Devin Booker's career. He needs to go ASAP. Yeah, bro. I mean, it just depends on how you look at it. Because I agree with you for the most part, but at the same time, like, does he want? I want to say, does he want to stay there? But I know he doesn't want to be asked, bro. Like, y'all know Devin Booker. He's not trying to lose. But at the same time, he probably wouldn't mind, taking that Kobe route, just staying with that franchise the whole time. Because, hey, sometimes, bro, one thing we've learned is the grass ain't always greener on the other side. And sometimes you would rather just stay. Your team might be asked, but this is your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your legacy right here. Can't no one come here and I mean, even Kevin Durant, one of the best players of all time, went to the Phoenix Suns, and that was still Devin Booker's team. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be able to really tell him shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just depends on what he wants to do. Because I feel like the same with Giannis, bro. I feel like the Bucks or the Suns ain't going to trade, their main guys. You know what I'm saying? Unless they ask them to. So it just depends, bro. He says Suns got to make good moves this offseason. Yeah, bro, because if they don't, Devin Booker might eventually get fed up. I mean, I know he loves Phoenix, bro. He probably really does, but it's like at some point you can't, like, bro. Yeah, if they want to compete, I agree with you, bro. If they want to compete with Devin Booker, especially if they want to, just tear it down and try to, do what the Thunder did in a couple years, go ahead. But like, yeah, bro, it's not going to be easy. They don't really have much depth. I mean, they do have a little depth, but it's all kind of redundant. They have like 12 fucking guards, it feels like. You know what I'm saying? And they got barely any big man. You got fucking Nick Richards. Just like, bro, what the fuck am I gonna do with this shit? Like, all respect to Nick Richards, but goddamn, we seen him go there. He ain't do shit for him, bro. Like, that boy Zubac was giving that boy 20 and 20 and shit. So it's like, yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. It's just gonna be tough. It really just depends on what Devin Booker wants at the end of the day. And also, I mean, since y'all are here, I guess we can talk about the Bucks if y'all want, because I don't think they're making a trade, bro. I don't think that. I mean, they might make a trade, but not Giannis. I'm talking about. I don't think they're trading him. I think he said he wants to stay in Milwaukee and win with them, but same thing. Like I said, bro. Yeah, bro. I agree with you, Nick Richards. I don't want to say he's terrible, but like you just said, bro, he's better. He's just a backup center, bro. Like, he's solid. You know what I'm saying? He's not supposed to be your starting center for a team that's trying to win in the Western fucking Conference. Like, that's just not. This is not a recipe for success. And it's like, I don't know. It was a cool little piece. Like, don't get me wrong. I like him. He's young. He's still learn. But, like, it's like, bro, you're giving that to Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, being like, yep, okay, go get it done. Like, no, bro, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And then also fucking, fuck, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah, the Bradley Beal contract. Like, that's just a whole thorn in the ass, too. Like, what the fuck? The motherfucker ain't on shit. Honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna sit here and cap to you, bro. I feel like the Suns might get so desperate they might just end up buying that motherfucker out if he doesn't want to get traded. Like, they might just sit him and try to see if he wants to demand a trade because he's unhappy. But I mean, Matt Ishbia got money. You might as well just throw him a bag, tell him to get the fuck up out of here. Because like, you ain't really shit but a thorn in our ass too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you might as well bounce. Take your money and dip. But yeah, man. Yeah. Is there anything else y'all want to chop it up about? Let me know because I might hop out for here because like I don't really know what else to talk about. There's just some trades that I wanted to chop it up about that happened. Like I said, within the past 24 hours, man. I'm gonna probably just start doing these lives because this shit's just way better. I think it's a little bit more fun too because I get to talk to people in the chat. So yeah, bro. Yeah. If there's any more trades, I'll probably hop back on here, especially if there's like some. Well, maybe not tonight, but like if there's some tonight and tomorrow, hell yeah, I'll be back on here for sure. But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. A cool little 30-minute stream. Go back and rewatch from the beginning if you missed some of it, because I was talking earlier a little bit about some other stuff, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Rockets trade, whatnot. So, yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate my boys in here tapping in. It's all love, man. Until next time, y'all, peace out.